fields are fantastic, so it's not too. I don't think it'll play too much.
So the Kiwis have made their way onto the field. The Australians still in their huddle. Coach Chris Loth really laying down the law. You feel like they might come out with plenty of intensity here in this match. It's all on the line. What a big day we've got. Some series could be wrapped up, and hopefully we might see a few more Kiwi wins as well to send it through to the deciders tomorrow.
Well, we're certainly hoping so from our side. I know the co-coaches in the New Zealand team, Mark Hodson and Dennis Thompson, have made sure the players have kept a level head after yesterday's victory.
So we're underway. Australia, first possession for them. Saldana takes the tap. Caleb Gulbariki in the number 2 had a great game for the Aussies yesterday afternoon. 2 tries to his name. A few try assists, and he has put one on the platter to start this one. So here we go. Just as we thought, they were going to come out with plenty of intensity. First possession for Australia, and they've shown their cards. First try for the match.
Here we see a great long ball by the Australian player. It's quite difficult because he's thrown from left to right, so fantastic skill set and great safe hands. And here we go, as New Zealand get a tap off and have an opportunity to reply.
And Jade Pond with the opening try for this match. New Zealand, can they respond? He'll cut them all from half. Ooh, just playing on the outside. They had an inside runner there. Colin had a game yesterday afternoon, as did this man. McLean Wanoa in the 10, just getting over the top. Oh, big dive. Cut that one off. The try scorer Pond having to come in, but the penalty has been given from the referees. Repeat set here for New Zealand. Threw a few questions at them there on their opening possession, Michael.
Yeah, it's been great. Both sides are asking some really good questions of the defence. Let's see what the New Zealand team has to offer this time round.
Nice work from Australia, just holding in defence. Here comes the sweeper around the back. The danger man gets down nice and low. Referee is happy. Points to the spot, so they respond nicely there. Rongamai McLean Wanoa gets the opening one. As mentioned, watch him throughout this contest. He had a wow of a game yesterday afternoon. And just like we said with Caleb Gulbariki, was one of the heavy hands for Australia, but this man was as well, and he's just shown why.
He certainly was. He's carried on his form from yesterday, so good to see. I'm sure the co-coaches and the rest of his team very happy to see that so far. Penalty, infringement in the ruck area, the referee signals.
So as the Kiwis head down the other end, repeat sets, more pressure, a little bit of a spill on the line. There might be those greasy conditions, and the handle. Bobble, as they put it down, did a great job to be able to reel that in. Durdovic, it's a tough one, just bouncing off the chest, it looked like, as we see the replay coming up now. Early ball from half. Smith sands it out. A little bit of a juggle and manages to get it down. So, wow, we are in a bit of a shootout already between these two teams. 3 tries already in the opening minutes of the match. Coming up to the 3-minute mark, 2-1 Australia. Solid contact there on touch 1.
Yes, the Aussies catching the Kiwis out on both sides of the wing.
It's Catalano just having a turn, get back into position. Connor Rolfe defending in the middle as well. He's up in the line at the moment. And the number 4 for Australia. Looking for the penalty here. The Kiwis not forthcoming as of yet. Mexted with the ball. Franklin into half. Tries to thread the needle. And again, a penalty given. Late in the touch count as well. So both teams giving away repeat sets, defending their line.
Yeah, the Australian player just asking for some clarification on that call. There's the Kiwis get a new set of players on.
So McCollum from half, another substitution coming on. Here comes that sweep play again. This is where they got points the first time around. Touch 4. Go back midfield. He'll Catamol to McCollum. McCollum Zealand gets into half. What does he do here? Sends a beautiful ball out. Oh, and just off the fingertips there of Sheet. Beautiful ball. Tough one to take, but that was a genuine chance for New Zealand.
It was a beautiful ball. However, it just floated forward, so the referees called that a forward pass. And here we go. Just a continuation from the Australian teams as they start to make their way through the field. Very nice flowing transition play.
Pick up and go here. Saldana getting touched. Bad set though from the Australians to get down the other end of the field after defending their line. Back-to-back sets, solid contact. Referees will get over this. Slipped a little bit clunky on that occasion. All bodies coming together. Right call from the refs.
Both teams still feeling their way into this match.
So they just take the pace away now as they come back into the line, the Kiwis. Australian defence holding strong. Pick up and go again. Rip one out over great hands. And good defence as well.
Great ball, great hands, equally good defence.
And they'll just finish it off in the corner.
Good defence from the Australians there. The Kiwis had a couple of strikes at the line.
Come down, left-hand side. Ooh, loose ball there. Yeah, the hands in the head from Caleb. Turn the ball over, coming out of the end of the field. Good chance here for New Zealand. Good field position. Try and strike and level this one back up. 2-1 is the score here. New Zealand.
We've got this combination of Mixed and Franklin again.
Within the 5. A little bit of pressure here on New Zealand. Pull the Australians back out. Last touch now. They go to the middle route. Could have been an option in the link position there. There's a little bit of space available.
Yeah, say this under 18 mixed team, the Australian team have done their homework, especially in the middles there. Able to shut New Zealand down so far.
Law now gets them going forward. Huggers picks up from half. Goes to short flat ball as well. You're going to get a penalty this time around late in the touch count. You've seen that quite a bit on both sides. Giving away that penalty on 4th and 5th can be quite costly. Giving away too many of those. Australia now straight back on the attack. Sweep from New Zealand.
I'm liking that the referees are calling that early, so they're setting the benchmark, they're setting the standards. It's now for the players to make sure that they meet that expectation.
Left to right from Huggers. Footwork off the right. Great. No, play on is the call. They're going to point to the spot. I thought they almost got over there in cover with Hongi, but the footwork here as we see the replay come up. Huggers shows a beautiful left to right. Look at this, off the right foot. Has to jink away and get away from the covering defence there in link. So nice try. It just bumps them out a little bit now. Australia 3-1.
Great hands by the Australian winger. Australia have certainly changed their game from yesterday, where they were attacking down the middle. They're looking to go wider. It's paying off for them. Here we go.
An incorrect play the ball. It's been picked up from the on-field referee.
The under-18 mix just a little bit flustered, it seems, at this time, but still early days in the game.
Australia to go more central, rolling through the middle of the field. Nice extra metres there with Rolf. Again, driving forward. New Zealand on the back foot in this set. They pick up and go from half. Into the in-goal area they go. Any support available for all the Aussies. Comes off the back of one of the New Zealand players. But they created that opportunity purely from the roll going through the middle of the field. That was an impressive set from Australia.
It's great chasing and good mirroring by the New Zealand link and winger. Well done. New Zealand start to find their way forward, getting a bit of a roll on as they go over halfway.
It changes onto the park as well. This is a pretty nice drive into the line from the Kiwis as well on this occasion. Coming off the left foot, they go short out the back. And again, last touch. Another penalty. A bit of off the ball contact, potentially. So New Zealand now, Pure, taking the tap.
Let's see what Casey Pure is part of that play there.
They got the numbers in the space. Touch has been claimed here. Another penalty given. So Jade Pond making the touch. Play's been called offside. Rewiti into half. Gives early ball. They're trying to play through the middle at the moment. Can't get through the Aussie defence. Catalano might have picked up an injury here.
I think he might just have landed awkwardly on that one. Seems to be okay. He's signalling to the side, so.
Play on. Just clutching at the shoulder. Just short of 5. Coming against the grain, and again, Rolf coming up to make the touch.
Nice squeeze defence by the Australians there.
It's Pure.
The ball again. Look to go wide.
And the touch made. Had to get on the skates though there to get over there and make that cover touch. It's pretty close in the end. Good job. Shut that one down now. Australia will come towards the sub-box side. Haven't seen too many plays coming out of their end where they really come down the sub-box side, and I was just going to make mention the last time they did, they turned the ball over in pretty much the exact same spot, so even put the mock on before I could even get the words out.
And Pure signalling to the referee that there was no touch there. So the Kiwis are in a good position on the early touch count.
And now they've turned the ball away.
It's unfortunate for the under-18s.
Yeah, I think they might have even signalled that they had 7 on the field, potentially. Sure, so they're just the little things that you need to get right. There's a good chance, again, for New Zealand to go back on the attack and reduce that margin. On the flip side now, Australia are coming into the New Zealand line. They play on the 5. Caleb throws again, that left to right. Pop back in field. They're going to pull this one back, though, for forward. And I think it's the right call as well. Looks like just the positioning on the inside, Cole Bowen just a little bit in front, potentially, as we see the replay here. Yeah, out of the hands forward, definitely the right call. But again, New Zealand turn the ball over.
Very early in the touch count. New Zealand were lucky on that last one.
Saldana now goes for Gulwariki. They go down the short side. Saldana stretches out. Touch made. Come up out of the line, put pressure on. Again, comes off the left foot, gets down nice and low. I think the on-field referee is happy with that one. He's going to point to the spot here. And the Australians are just starting to creep away a little bit now from New Zealand. See the replay up here. Gulwariki again. Just the footwork goes left foot, right foot. You can hear the call. Looked like he was calling for some some extra support there from McCollum. Too little, too late on that occasion.
He did really well. He went to the ground early, so he got under both the New Zealand attackers. So the New Zealanders need a try on this one down. Cannot let the Australians get too far ahead.
So again, come back in field again. Australia, their defensive line, there's claps coming from the box, and it's forced a mistake. And they're really up for it in the substitution box, the Aussies. Met with plenty of intensity here. As mentioned, all on the line. New Zealand with a 1-0 lead in the series. Australia need to win this one to take it to a decider tomorrow.
Australians have certainly come out to play.
Smith just trudges forward. Play the ball. Still got touches up their sleeve here, Australia.
Making some easy meter through the field, the Australians.
Hunter plays it, and again another penalty towards the back end of the set.
Another early roll. New Zealanders, once you go forward, you need to stay up.
Ooh, they might be able to create numbers here as they play short. Good scramble defence from New Zealand. Beasley coming in, had to make the touch there. Would have been a tough ball for Huggers to be able to get out. His body turning infield. Hunter plays it. Huggers sweeps around, comes left foot, goes short. Again, good defence. Finardi making that touch. Still searching for another penalty. Just takes a little bit of sting coming into the last touch there. They just fire it out. So probably not the finish exactly how they would have liked to finish that set there, the Australians.
No, it was really a nothing one on that one. They still managed to threaten the line. Let's see if the Kiwis can actually...
Yeah, they're struggling. That was a flat ball from the acting half position. Only just got full 6 onto the field. Nice extra metres here. They'll just try and get downfield as far as possible, I think, to finish this set off.
Just not really getting the flow over the last couple of minutes, the New Zealanders. It's been pretty disjointed.
Yeah, case in point right there. On fifth touch, having to go back to the mark. They'll just finish this off in the corner. Who knows? Oh, you just never know. They can create something out of nothing. Got that in their arsenal, that's for sure. You don't want to hang off. And the Kiwis have football in hand. Nice meters on touch one. Again, just taking it down a gear here as Rolf now starts to pick it back up. The changes come on. Catalano steaming onto the ball. That's better. Good pick up from half as well. They've got numbers out of here on the right-hand side. They take full advantage. And the captain, Andy Law, gets that one down. And that was a good response as they were making changes. They were a little sort of sluggish coming in, but the changes that went onto the park just picked it up another notch. And that drive in there from Catalano, that's what summed up the result in the end. Another one on the board.
Now, if you watch the setup from that, right from the subbing box all the way through, a good roll on, they come in at pace, and the New Zealanders just not quick enough to react defensively on the line to that.
They go against Graham McCollum trying to get on the outside. 2 Australian defenders making the touch. McCollum again goes to... Now switches in himself into half. Last touch goes that floating sinker pass, but the Australians read it perfectly. Verdovic coming in to shut that one down. Forward pass is given as well. Now the Australians again come down their sub-box side of the field. Let's see if they can firstly get to their box without an error. Which they've done now. Oh, referee's getting in the way, and he's coming back to give a penalty. So I'm not sure if that's something maybe the Australians will look to discuss at the halftime break. Every time they do that traditional sub-box pattern and come down this side, the New Zealanders are getting up and putting pressure on them. I don't think they've actually really gotten out of their end of the field, coming down this traditional side of the field.
It's probably, I think, the third or fourth error so far. So that is very uncharacteristic of an Australian team.
Just holding up the pace here, New Zealand. Coming towards the back end, under 2 minutes left here in the first half. They've got to strike soon to try and get a little bit of momentum. Yeah, that one's down. Beautiful work, just sliding in underneath there. Tiffany Warwetzi, on that occasion, the try scorer in the 11 for New Zealand. Just a little bit of sloppy defence here from Australia.
Here we go, Warwetzi. Comes around off the sweep play, picks up his man. And the Australian player just throwing out his arm, but just unable to make that touch to New Zealand with a reply.
Saldana throws it back in field. He's the one that just couldn't quite make the touch on the previous play. Looking to make up for it in this attacking set. A minute left here in the first half. Juman Kulboriki back onto the field. Takes the tap. They go to Sultan. Does he skip away? No, touch claim. Morel getting the job done. And the ball just dips away. Happy to finish that set there. Still chance here, about 30 seconds left on the clock.
Still an opportunity for the Kiwis here.
Can they get down the other end? It's a little bit more direct. Oh, holds onto the ball in the ruck. Good job. Again, changes now. Coming on, only just getting on. Good extra meters. And a good strike, dump hit coming into the line. Good contact though, slows up the momentum. Skipping across the field, McCollum, yeah, he's into half. He almost went to score himself. Flicks it around the back. And no support there. Geez, that would have lit up the game if I managed to get one right before half-time. Would have taken a lot of momentum going into the break, but it's all Australia at the moment.
It certainly is, and they've come to play after that loss yesterday, so they've definitely done their homework. They've been able to shut down the Kiwi attack in the middle there, so yeah, the coaches, I'm sure, will have quite a bit to say at halftime.
Let's see if the Kiwis can respond. The series is on the line here. Will Australia level it up, or can the Kiwis rally and take the series for 2020? We'll take a short break here. Halftime score, Australia 5, New Zealand 2. And we're back out on the number 2 sports field here in Newcastle. The second half has just gotten underway. New Zealand, can they respond? Australia in control of this one at the moment. The halftime score 5-2. Can the Kiwis get one on the board here to open up the second half? Connor Rolfe making the touch. Australians, they're up in the box. I think they know this is a pretty important opening set here. New Zealand just looking for momentum. And gee, that was a chance to groan in the crowd.
It was a good chance there. Went through the backdoor plate. Running that passive line, just unable to make connect. So let's see if the Australians have tidied up their yardage play this time.
There he goes. No. Every time, yeah, we were just talking about it at the halftime break, weren't we? Every time they come down this sub-box side, they just haven't been able to actually, I don't know if they've actually completed their next set afterwards. Well, there was the one time early in the first half where they did get the try when Catalano came in and drove in nicely from the line, but they're really struggling in that area, Australia. They're still going to the well.
I'm sure Hodgson and Thompson, the coaching staff of the under-18 New Zealand mixed team, would have been asking for probably a better go forward from the team in the second half. Very stilted from the New Zealanders there.
So McCollum in from half, and this time they come up with an error. Rolling into the line. Australia play through the middle of the field. This is a little bit better from the Aussies. It's a little bit of a collision there as they get over the halfway line. The last touch comes up now for Australia. And he holds available. Oh, it's just managed to float over the top. And New Zealand winger there, Whittaker coming in. Really looking at the ball, looking at the person, and it's just floated over the top of the head. As we see the replay coming up now for the Aussies. Sending Smith, sending a beautiful ball out. Just had to catch that one and plonk it down. And opening try for the second half.
That certainly was a beautiful ball, and I think they probably heard us up in the commentary box saying that the Australians probably need to stay away from the subbing box. They went through the middle of the field and got the roll on. So, again, they're doing that at pace. It's something that the New Zealand team will need to look at. Another just basic error, uncharacteristic. It's the things they need to tidy up here.
Nice meters there from Andy Law. Oh, another mistake. So, although they do still hold that handy lead, 6-2 on the scoreboard. They're coming up with a few errors as well, the Australians. The Kiwis, they pretty much just need to play the perfect second half if there's any chance of getting it back in, but they've come up with a few errors early on to start the half as well. Catalano gives the penalty away, just getting hands in the ruck on that occasion.
I think if I was the coach of the other teams watching this game, it looks like that the referees have got some clear directives around probably the forward pass area. This has been pulled up quite a bit, so it's probably something that the other teams really need to switch on to early.
Sweep around the back again, just running in. Stummy holds the football, managed to retreat. It's Pure. Rolls into the line now. They give early ball, the big looping one over the top. Catch, put it down, and they'll get one on the board. Righto, here we go. That's exactly what New Zealand needed. They've got to take advantage of this now, get momentum. They've got to put a stop on Australia this next set as well, and try and string a few back-to-back to get back into this match.
It's a great long ball. Step back, long ball, finding the winger. Sheet. The New Zealanders need a defensive stop on this one. Just got to try and peg it back and slowly climb back into the game. Lots of time left on the clock.
They try to attack the short side. Nice cover defence there from New Zealand. Guwariki gives it early. Ball gets it back again. And that one-handed plant again, she is ever so famous for, just puts him out. So as we said, they really needed to stop there, New Zealand. They couldn't come up with it.
Just a simple two-man play on that one. Catching the link, the New Zealand link. Drawing the link in, just a bounce-out play. Just a nice interchange there, just catching the Kiwis, the New Zealanders off the mark there. Let's see if we can get a reply down on this one. Sweet play.
McCollum gives early. Nice ball again. Referee's happy, points to the spot. All right, now we're starting to get into a bit of a shootout. But again, it comes down to coming up with some stops. Sheep gets another one here, and that was just good ball movement. They let the football do the work on that occasion. Good position play as well from Sheep.
It's great they set up, they came off a sweep play. Instead of actually going wide, they looked at the inside pass and then go long. Great hands by the winger.
A big defensive set here from New Zealand. They couldn't hold the Aussies out on their last attacking raid. Can they get the job done this time around? So plenty of time left here in the second half. Again, they're under the pump though. And everything New Zealand throw at Australia, and they are responding straight back at this stage.
Here we go on the replay. They start with a sweep, what looks like a sweep play, but they just ran that back on the short side. So you see the player coming around the back, looks, goes outside the link. The Australia attacking the link wing on the two girls side.
Liam Doyle, the try scorer for Australia. Franklin now, ball in hand, gets it again. Australian defence, particularly in the middle, has been pretty impressive throughout this match. They give the penalty away on that occasion. They're holding rock solid in the middle. Morel and Franklin working together. Touches up their sleeve here, New Zealand. Try and create another attacking play. Franklin, what option does it go? Ooh, tries to rip one. And we get another penalty. Again, moving forward.
I think the New Zealanders probably just may want to change the point of attack. It's gone pretty flat. And doing things from a stand starting point, so it's quite static, so which enables the Australians to really set the defence.
Here we go. McCollum's trying to get on the outside.
Now when a player does something like that, what it does is actually it makes the whole line react. So you've got to play D. So the idea is just to throw something in slightly different. Give the defensive line a different look. see what the New Zealanders can come up with this time.
McLean Lenore back onto the field. He's sweeping around. And they get numbers on him again. They've done a pretty good job to nullify him so far throughout this match. Definitely would have reviewed the tape last night. While he struck early on in the match, they've kept him contained pretty much from that point. Can he work himself back into the match and get the Kiwis back on the front foot as well? 8-4 here. Australia on their way to levelling up the series. As changes come back onto the field. Big dummy. If you touch, go back to the mark, Jade Pond. That'll be a late pass. So at least they got through that set. They didn't really get too far down into New Zealand's end of the field. So that's the next best result there for the Kiwis.
Let's just see if the New Zealanders have tidied up this go forward through the middle of the field. It's a bit of an Achilles heel in the first half.
So Riti onto the field now, drives in straight into the line. Last touch, no one at home for New Zealand. A little bit of a miscommunication potentially with the play coming into the last touch.
We want to get a stop here. New Zealanders need some energy.
Again, it changes.
I think we're getting close to double figures for the Australians.
Yeah.
Something like that. So,
New Zealand pushing the ball across the face. They come back in, changes on for the Kiwis as well. No one at home for them in the middle to left-hand side of the field.
That's better. Just go forward. Let's see them set this up.
Franklin again holds up the line. Get the ball back here, Franklin. Might try to pop out. No, plays it about 7 metres out from the line. Send it over the top again and try to dive into the corner. Beasley couldn't reel that one in. Pull it back for a forward pass. Touch and pass might be the signal.
Unfortunately, that ball just floating forward and just not able to get to the hands of the New Zealand winger, Beasley.
So can the Aussies complete here? It's a little bit more intent in how they're rolling down the side of the field. Oh. No! This is unbelievable now, the Australians.
You can see the frustration on the Australian coach there.
Just really struggling with their sub-box plays at the moment. And the home team, they've still got that handy lead though. Out in front by 4. Still 8.5 to go here in this match. Might have them on the short side, yeah. Just a cleaner ball from half there from Jay Hill-Catamol. Might have seen Clay Wanor on the outside.
Just those 1%ers happening yesterday, just ball going to ground, just not coming off for the New Zealanders this time round. Getting stops is vital, very important at this stage of the game now for the New Zealanders.
Just having to come back to the mark there, Zach Hunter. Gets the job done this time. Short ball, and that might have been on as well. Just coming off the hip.
Well, they certainly picked the right person. They had the numbers. This ball didn't go to hand. The New Zealanders just need a really solid, to be solid through this middle part of the field.
That's better transition coming in from the box. So they're getting going forward. Flat ball from half. Mariti again straightens up this time. Last touch. Ooh, the flat ball. They're asking for 6 to go. I think the Australian might have indicated there. Layla Ritchie. She got hands onto the ball. 6 more touches. This is a big set here for New Zealand.
Certainly is. The score on this one.
Oh, and it's back in field. And that's where you just need the cool head. They had plenty of touches still up the sleeve. Just ripped that ball back on the inside. Couldn't be held on to. Just gives possession back to Australia. Again, still continue to come down the right-hand side of the field. Catalano drives forward. He'll do it again. Gives that beautiful little pop out. And that might be the final nail in the coffin potentially in this match. That's a pretty handy lead now coming towards the back end of the second half. As we see, look at that. That is crisp. Beautiful. Caught me unaware. Was expecting Catalano just to drive in again. Beautiful ball. No look as well. Look at that. That is pretty to watch.
No look. Just knew that the player was going to be there. Actually set themselves up, so the New Zealanders would have thought he would have been dummy half. And there we go. Just a simple error there by the New Zealand team.
Gulwariki driving forward. Saldana onto the field as well. He passes from half, gives it to Bowen. Gulwariki again, comes back infield. And they're starting to turn it on now.
Certainly starting to let loose here. Having a bit of fun, are the Australians.
It's a pretty impressive play. As you see Gulwariki again. Looks like he's diving to the ground. As he does, just gives that late ball right at the death. Jude Saldana, Johnny on the spot to put that one down.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive, to be honest, because there was really no player an arm's length to make that touch at all.
Column just rips one out. Claim one all back onto the field for New Zealand. Got to look to finish this game off positively, the Kiwis. Again, they're just kind of running into each other at the moment. Claymore goes into half. McCollum gets down low. Yeah, gets in underneath.
Yeah.
The defenders there from Australia. So nice awareness. Just looked up at the defensive line for Australia. Put his foot down and went for it. Nice work from Keenan McCollum.
Hill Ketterall does the setup. And McCollum goes low early, which makes the touch more difficult for the defending team. Good confidence one for the New Zealanders. It's easy to drop your head when a scoreline is like this, but they're showing some real grit, these young players.
So it really sets it up for tomorrow now, Michael, doesn't it? We'll go into a decider. It's a pretty mentally tough game to be in, probably more so for New Zealand now, after winning yesterday, but coming out in game 2, and the way that Australia's won, it's going to be a big mental challenge for the Kiwis to get up tomorrow, but they know that they've got it because they did it yesterday. Yeah,
but I think you're right. It's not just losing; it's the way that the Australians have come out and actually put touchdowns on the board. So be very clinical. And the other thing that that we know and we've seen is they've made probably about 10 errors in a basic area of their game. So if the Australians tidy that area up, then we've got a crack of a game tomorrow.
Huggers picks up a little bit of an injury as well. Just trying to hold the ball up late. And he'll come towards the sideline now. So New Zealand, they're down there, sub-box side of the field as well. Make changes, a little bit of a bobble in acting half. They carry on. So come back towards the midfield. Instead, trying to kick out.
This hasn't really flowed for the Kiwis through here. It's been very, very disjointed.
Oh! Yeah, 68. Had to get something on it. Just almost missiled himself in there, threw the body at it to shut that one down.
Great to see. Even with a scoreline like this, the defense intensity is still up there. Great.
Again, Caleb coming up, shutting that one down. A bit too eager potentially from the referee's liking. New Zealand now again go with the sweep up. Mixed comes back infield, floats it over the top, but nobody at home. And yeah, they are off their game a little bit now, as we see Huggers going through his paces down the sideline with the medical staff. It's one might have to keep an eye out for going into tomorrow's decider.
There's an opportunity there from the New Zealanders that we must see. Here we go, as Australia have a reply, and again, in that little spot, we could put a blanket around that area there.
Oh, a blanket or a gate or something. It's almost like with your little daughter that I've got, you put the gate up, don't go there, don't touch it. You need to block them out from going through that zone. But like you said, that's just something that they've got to work on. If they get that aspect of it, it's been pretty much a complete performance from them here this afternoon.
Certainly has.
Just those little errors. McCollum, again, Rolf gets his hand on the ball.
And we were talking earlier, just around, as we start to set up for Game 3, I think we also know, as you mentioned before, that we've seen the New Zealanders do this. They've come out with the skill sets in the game to actually take Game 1, so it's in them. So it can be a cracker one. It's all about the team who's showing up to play.
Yep, that one's down as well. So Payne Winor just can create tries. You almost seem like you die from about 10 metres out. No, are they taking this one away? I think they are. Quite see what the call was on that occasion. Definitely looked like the ball was down first. Might have been some blocking off the ball. Not too sure. Unlucky to have that one taken away, New Zealand. Yeah, but you're right, Michael. That's got to be the message coming out of New Zealand tonight. I think the fact we're playing over 3 days helps as well. They can just go away tonight. They've got time to keep their cool head, just readjust, think about it. As the game now wraps up. But yeah, as you touched on, they won yesterday, and it wasn't like Australia lost the game and they didn't play well. New Zealand won that game, so they've got it in them. And as we mentioned, though, we will be coming back for a decider tomorrow. A good performance there from Australia. The final score is 10-5, but make sure you're tuning in tomorrow for that decider. We're going to head down to the field in just a few minutes' time. We'll grab a couple of interviews with some of the players, and then we'll be back with the 18 girls' second match of the series.